Hello and welcome to Motoroids, guys. My name is Vipul, and as you can see, we have this beautiful X4 with us today, and we've been driving the car for a couple of days, and I'm going to tell you in this video what this car is all about and give you a lowdown on everything about this car. अगर आप ये वीडियो हिंदी में देखना चाहते हैं तो आपको लिंक ऊपर आई बटन में मिल जाएगा और नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में भी मिल जाएगा. So let's get started with the review. Now the BMW X4 is nothing but a coupe based on the X3. It is much more sportier, and as you can see, it's much more wider than the X3. Now this car right here is the xDrive 30D M Sport X version, and it looks really good in this silver shadow color, and this color is exclusive for the M Sport X. You get this in a diesel and a petrol version as well, but the car that we are driving today is the diesel one. And visually there are a lot of differences than the previous generation X4. Start with this large kidney grille is now fully blacked out. You get this new mesh pattern here. Earlier you used to get slats, but now you get a mesh pattern, and behind the mesh are the dynamic flaps for the air intake. Also, you will see that the front LED headlights are now sleeker and in line with the current generation BMWs. You get the full matrix LED setup with LED DRLs, cornering lights, and LED turn indicators as well. Lower down you will see a piano black finish on the bumper as well. You get a two-tone bumper, which is obviously the body color, and this piano black finish, which looks really sporty. You get these nice black elements for air intake right here. Overall, the car looks bold, butch, and very sporty at the same time. Now coming to the side of the BMW X4, you will notice this beautiful coupe-like design that completes the sporty look of this big brute SUV. What you'd also notice are these massive 20-inch alloy wheels, which are completely blacked out for the Silver Shadow edition. Now since this is an M Sport variant, you also get red brake calipers, and you get a M Sport badging right here. Besides that, the ORVMs get a dual tone treatment. You get the body color on top and a piano black finish right here. Roof rails are completely blacked out. You get blacked out rear wheels. The rear wheels are a little wider than the front wheels. These are 275 by 40, while at the front you will get 245 by 45 section tires. So the rear tire is a little wider. And below the M Sport badging you will get these vents, which are not functional. They are just to give it an aesthetic look. Also running along the side are these beautiful creases that give this car a more aerodynamic and sharper look. Coming to the rear, you'll see this roofline dropping down sharply, giving it a nice and sporty and a coupe-like look. Now you don't get a very wide boot section right here, so it is like chopped off because this is a coupe and not an SUV. At the rear also you will get disc brakes, and since this is a M Sport version, you will get red brake calipers as well. Speaking about the rear of the BMW X4, you will see that it is pretty similar to the outgoing X4. There's not a lot of difference in the shape of the tail lamps. It's not as polarizing as it is on the X3, but yes, you get this nice L-shaped tail lamp with some blacked out elements right here. It's completely LED. You get the BMW logo right here, which doubles up as a boot lid opener. Also, you get the xDrive 30D badging right here. You get this nice swooping glass. What this does is that it obstructs the view from the inside rear view mirror, but you get a decent amount of view for your driving purposes. Besides that, you get this nice two-tone finish on the bumper with the piano black and the body colored, of course. A nice functional diffuser at the rear and these twin exhaust tips. These are not for show, they are both functional. You also get this shark fin antenna and a high roof stop lamp, and this spoiler, which has been inspired from aircraft bombers. And overall, it's a pretty good looking car. So from the rear it looks really nice. It looks nice, butch, while it retains its sporty characteristics. Now speaking of the boot, you get an electrically operated tailgate. You can open it with the remote by pressing and holding it like this, or by opening the boot lid, and You get a pretty flat boot, 525 liters of boot space, and this flap also opens up to reveal the space saver spare wheel. And you also get these metallic plates right here. These are available only in the M Sport version. And you get a button here to close the boot as well, so you can just press the button and the boot will shut itself down. Now we are inside the BMW X4. This is the 2022 version, and while I'm inside, I'd like to quickly touch upon the interiors of this car. And as you can see, it's very nice black leather finish. You get black interiors all around, black leather seats, so it gives the car a really sporty look, and it does complement the silver gray finish that the car has on the exterior, and continues the sporty look all over the dash and all over the cabin as well. Now, like the BMW X3, you also get a 12.3-inch infotainment system, which can be paired with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and this connects wirelessly, so you don't need any cables to connect the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which is really nice. And you also get a 12.3-inch instrument cluster, which is fully digital like the BMW X3 and all the new age BMW cars that we see now. So overall, the cabin itself, the steering wheel is nice and chunky. It feels really sporty. You get the M Sport badging here. You get a lot of M Sport bits on this car. Like, you get the M Sport badging here. You have the Sport and the Sport Plus driving modes as well. You get the M Sport badging on the door sills as well, and overall it gives a nice look to the car. You also get paddle shifters to change your gears if you want to manually change the gears and you want complete control of the car and you want a more engaging drive. Obviously you can use the paddle shifters as well. Now, speaking about the gears, this car gets an 8-speed automatic transmission, which is very quick. It responds to your throttle inputs precisely and changes the gears very quickly. The car can do a 0 to 100 in just 6 seconds, and in our testing it was able to do it in 6.1 seconds, which is really impressive for a car of this sheer size. Besides that, when it comes to performance, I mean, it's a BMW, it's an M Sport car. It comes with a 3-liter 6-cylinder engine and puts out an impressive 261 bhp of power and 620 Newton meters of torque. And this torque comes in as early as 2000 RPM, so you get a lot of power and energy from the get-go itself. Which is really good. And if you are an engaging driver, you love driving and you like to go fast, you will really enjoy being in the driver's seat. Speaking about the seats, you get a nice comfortable leather upholstery on the seats. You get this contrasting red stitching, which also complements to the sporty nature of the car. However, I would have liked these seats to be ventilated, because this car costs about 90 lakhs and it should have got ventilated seats as well. While I'm nitpicking about the features, this car does not get a wireless charger. It also misses out on a 360-degree camera, which cars in a lower segment have also started getting, so it misses out on the 360-degree camera. What it does get, however, is a heads-up display, which is really helpful and helps you keep your eyes on the road. Now, obviously all the information is available on your screen. It's pretty nice and visible, but yeah, you do have to look down. But when you're looking at the heads-up display, you get all the information right up while you're looking at the road. You get the speed, you get the power output, and when you have the navigation on, it will also give you turn-by-turn navigation on the screen itself. So you don't have to find your navigation system here, or you don't have to look for it on the instrument console. So overall, this is a BMW. It is a feature-rich car. You would not have anything to complain in the cabin. It has really impressed us time and again, and it's nothing different with the X4 2022 as well. Now, while you'll enjoy being in the driver's seat and driving this car, The rear seat is also pretty comfortable, but the rear seat can seat only 2 passengers comfortably. Seating three people at the rear is going to be a squeeze, though you get three headrests for indicating that you can seat 3 passengers, but you do have a big transmission tunnel and the seat is not very wide. However, good amount of knee room is on offer. My height for reference is 5'9", and if you see, the headroom is pretty decent here, and the seat is set to my height, driving height, so you have a plenty of space to move around. So you also get this nice armrest with 2 cup holders. You get an AC vent with controls for temperature, so you get 3-zone climate control. You get 1 at the rear, 2 for the driver and the co-driver as well. So that way, features and comfort is pretty good in this car. You will not have anything to complain. Only thing, seating 3 at the rear is going to be a bit of a squeeze. So would not recommend loading the car with 5 adults. 4 adults and a child, yes, that should be a very comfortable journey. Now when it comes to driving dynamics, this is a typical BMW. You get 4 driving modes. You get the Eco Pro, the Comfort and the Sport mode. You also get the Sport Plus mode in this particular variant, wherein you can switch off the traction control, go into the Sport Plus mode and give launch control as well. So yes, if you want to go on a high speed run on a drag strip or something, you can always take this car and have some fun with it. In terms of the ride comfort and the suspension, this car impresses like any other BMW, so we do not have any complaints there. You get a very plush ride, it's a balanced ride, and as and when you pick up speed, the steering also responds well, and it will become heavier as you pick speed up. It's very, very responsive and precise and will act upon your inputs very, very quickly. The braking, you get 4 disc brakes all around, so bringing the car to a standstill is going to be very, very quick. You will get a good braking within a short distance. Also, we are Indians and we are worried about fuel economy, so kitna deti hai is the question that everyone will ask, and BMW claims that this car can give you about 14.5 kilometers to the liter, and we have tested this car for a few hundred kilometers around the city. Also on the highway, we also did a Pune to Mumbai run in this car, so we have driven the car for about 300-400 kilometers, and the car is returning a fuel economy of 11.5 kilometers to the liter, which is very impressive for such a big engine and the power that this car puts out. So you should get around 11.5 to 12 kilometers to the liter very, very comfortably. On the highways, obviously you will get a much better fuel efficiency, but in the cities you should get somewhere in the range of 10 to 11 kilometers to the liter. Another thing that most Indians care about is the sunroof. Yes, the car does get a sunroof, however it's not a very big sunroof. You don't get a panoramic sunroof like the X3, but it does the job and it has that additional feature available. So that's pretty much the interior of the car and about its driving performance. I'll tell you overall what I feel about the car now. Now, SUVs have been all the rage in India, and if you want a big SUV which fulfills all the XUV type duties, you can go in for the X3. But if you want something unique that looks apart, it does not look like a traditional SUV, and you want something that is much more sportier than an SUV, you could definitely consider the BMW X4. Now, it is not as practical as the X3, but it does give all the comfort and creature comforts that you would want for in a car that is priced at around 85 lakhs on road Mumbai. That's what it will cost you to buy the X4 30D in the M Sport X version. There are other variants which are available as well. Obviously, they won't be available in the same colorway, but they are a little cheaper, may give or take 3 or 4 lakhs cheaper for the petrol version. So if you don't want a BMW, you can definitely go in for the Mercedes GLC and the Jaguar F-Pace, but both these cars are a tad bit expensive than this car. So if you were looking for something that is sporty, looks like an SUV, gives you the feel of a bigger car, but is sporty at the same time, you can definitely go in for the BMW X4. So that was the review of the BMW X4 for you. Hope we have answered all your questions. If we have not and you have any questions in your mind, you can put them in the comment section and we will try our best to answer all of them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to Motoroids if you haven't already. Click on the bell icon so that you get notified whenever we upload our next video. This is Vipul signing off. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, rev hard, rev free and drive safe.